Oh yeah, it's real. It's really happening. An evening stream on a Wednesday. But not just any Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. A Wednesday unlike any other. It's Wednesday that they shut my power off when it was 21 degrees early in the morning. Like, what the fuck? Wow. Seriously, that was weird. I had a pretty weird day. I was originally going to do a Nerdventure stream this morning, and then I was going to work on the video about Kang and all that crazy stuff. We did end up getting that video out. It actually dropped a little bit before this stream, if you haven't seen it. It's crazy. It was like the first thing in the morning. I saw like this new leak that had happened. People were talking about it. We're not going to talk about it live, by the way. But yeah, I saw it. I was like getting really excited. I was like ready to go, man. I was like, ooh, and then we'll do a stream at 7 p.m. We'll talk about the DC stuff more in depth. By the way, on that note, there have been a ton of new updates. Crazy stuff that we got to. James Mangold maybe doing the Swamp Thing movie. What, dude? Whoa. Now, crazy stuff about Superman potentially being set up to fight the Authority. And like that's what that might be. It's like Superman versus the Authority, which is going to be like a new version of Superman and the Elite with like Manchester. We're going to get into all of that. The DC stuff is actually pretty wild, and I want to talk about it. But yeah, then the power just goes out, and we had no idea how long it was going to be because, as I told you guys before, this is a scheduled blackout that they've had scheduled for a while. We were going to have this a couple of weeks ago. It didn't happen. It was supposed to happen from like 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we waited till 8 a.m. Nothing happened. I was like, okay, I think we're good. And yeah, we were not good. Like at 10, the power just went and it was just gone. So we were like, okay. And we ended up just going out and about and picking up some cool things, some of which I'm going to show you guys right now because it's freaking awesome. Tesla power. All right, I tried to save it. Did we save it? I think we saved it. Oh my god, bro. What the fuck, man? That is so annoying. I gotta figure out what's going on. It's a Streamlabs thing. Maybe it... We're okay. We're all right. All right, let's try to turn that off. Oh, man. All right, I guess we're going to have to keep it kind of chill in here. Holy shit. But it's not the router, bro. It's not the router. The PC's incredible. Paradox Custom Monster Rig. The internet's good. We're hardwired in. Incredible speeds. The speed of lights and stuff. Okay? It's not that. Oh, dude, it's the Matrix. That's it. Dude, Logan Paul and Tate were right. It's the Matrix! It's James Gunn. All right. Anyway, yeah, I know, right? Guns on my ass. Yo. All right. Let me ask you guys this. Do you guys think that I was too harsh when it comes to the James Gunn announcement and the video and everything like that? Did you think I was too harsh? Because many of you guys were in the stream yesterday when we reacted to it. A little bit. I know. Where's Obi-Wan? Where's Obi-Wan the homie? Where you at? Obi-Wan? I only bring this up because a bunch of people on the video that we dropped yesterday were all mad. And we're saying that I was like, you know, oh, it's clear you just hate James Gunn. Oh, it's obvious that you're just a hater because he made fun of you in a Twitter tweet. And you're a hater. Not true. Not true. If you watch the video yesterday, and if you see, you know, like my tweets and like the whole way that the day went, I was actually excited for it. By the way, still excited for it. A lot of this stuff is dope, and we're going to talk about a lot of this stuff that's really cool, man. Genuinely excited about a lot of this stuff that's going on, but I just got to say, I felt like yesterday was a fumble. I felt like it was a fumble. And I know that I would say the resounding that I've seen a lot of polls. I've seen a lot of like people asking the fans like what's going on. And I've been engaged in fan discussions, pretty much ever since yesterday. And I think the resounding thing is a lot of people are in the middle. Meaning there's very few people that absolutely hate it, like every part of it. And there's very few people that love every part of it. There's a lot of people that are like, I like it, to like, I'm open to it, to like, meh, but I'll check it out. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like, I think that is kind of where the fan base is at. And there's an argument to be made that maybe that's the best that they were going to be able to do regardless, just given the weirdness of the circumstance and the fans' attachment to other characters and things like that, right? It's possible this is the best case scenario. And I think at the end of the day, like, this is where we're headed, and a lot of these projects, if not all of these projects, are actually going to get made. And this is what we're looking at. And all they need to do, right? All they need to do is nail the quality and nail the connection with all of the stories, and we're off to the races. And I think that a lot of the stuff that was said yesterday and the way that it was announced, weird. And just, again, not a super effective way to do it. I saw people like, joking about the budget that Warner Brothers Discovery has because, a lot of those stories that are out there are that they're dead ass broke. This is why they're not promoting a lot of movies, and this is why they're trying to tax cut and all of that, right? Because the two movies that they could afford to release last year, about like midway through the year, were like Don't Worry Darling and Black Adam, two box office hits, way to go. And so they bring James Gunn out in front of like, I don't know, some normal ass background. I felt like that video was terrible. The cuts were ridiculous. Some of the images weren't even cropped correctly. It was just not a good video. And the image that's on the thumbnail right now, guys, this image is created by Heroes Reforged. And I'll pull this up. Give me a second here. Hopefully we don't break everything. Where are we at? Boom. This is like better than Warner Brothers did. You know what I mean? This is like better than Warner Brothers did. And it has the first slate with like made up logos. And the thing is, like, here's the deal. They could have done this. Like, how expensive is it to just get some logos made? You can even change them. I mean, Marvel has made them and changed them many times. And there's just something about like putting that logo out there and, even having some effects and saying the right things. I think it's about knowing how to say the right things, because this is ultimately, and what yesterday ultimately was, is supposed to be a hype show. It's supposed to hype us up, get us excited about the possibilities. And I think instead a little bit it was like confusion, uncertainty, and what was seemingly a lack of direction. I think that's maybe the biggest missed opportunity from yesterday, was a lack of direction. Now, I actually think there are directions, and there is connective tissue, and there is a plan here. As I said in the video that I made yesterday, I think that the plan behind the scenes is better than the announcement and the way it went down. And what they're talking about. And there are even other things, like apparently there was a whole nother movie that's a big movie with a big director attached that was not announced yesterday for whatever reason, right? So, yeah, I don't know. It's, it is what it is. I'm definitely not trying to hate, but it's like, I gotta call a spade. Like, that shit was weak. And I don't think that's the appropriate way to get people excited. Frankly, if the presentation was a little bit better, I think a lot of those polls that we saw yesterday and a lot of the fan discussions just would have leaned in a little bit more positive and been more excited about kind of, where we're at and what we're doing, right? So this right here is pretty interesting. And this is, I guess, the first thing that I want to talk about. The first thing that I want to get into with the chat. He begins the video by talking about how DC's always been so disconnected, which is not necessarily true. I mean, it is true, but I don't know that it's the case that whatever the fuck you're doing here is technically more connected. You know what I mean? But I hear you, okay? And he goes to say things like, we got really lucky because Shazam has always been in its own little corner of the universe with Henry Cavill's Superman suit and whatever, okay? And then he talks about The Flash, and he says that the Flash movie is going to reset the universe. And you know what? Honestly, I would have just led with that. I would have just been like, this year we have a bunch of incredible DC movies coming out, one of which being The Flash, which is going to reset our entire universe. And then like some kind of explosion, thing, just like this, like the thing. Kaylin Jackson, welcome to the Nerd Avengers, man. You are a Nerd Avenger now. So we have the reset. And then I believe, we are led to believe that Blue Beetle and Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom are going to be in the new DCU, making them technically the first movies in the DCU. Right? So first, let me ask you guys this in chat. Is that your understanding of what was announced yesterday? And I know a lot of you guys have done research, you've done the articles, you're on the Reddits and all that, right? Is it your understanding that Shazam's somehow going to survive, Blue Beetle is going to survive, and Aquaman is going to survive? Is that your understanding? Is that your understanding? So a lot of people are saying yes. He said nothing about those. He said it at the beginning. Okay, so some people are saying no, not at all. I have no idea. Okay, do you see do you see the problem? Do you see the initial problem? You don't like stories. That's true. I hate stories. But guys, you got to understand, like, this chart right here, or this graphic, okay? This was created by, a fan company, essentially like a group of podcasters that are similar to, like, what we do, right? And this thing is being shared around all over the internet because it's the best look so far. And this was a group of fans that take this shit very seriously. This was their interpretation of what happens. And I got to say, if you just take James Gunn at his word, which would be a massive fucking mistake, if you just took James Gunn, hey, there's Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan, I just want to say, and don't get mad. Don't get mad at me, Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan, I understand that you're upset that I have a hate boner for James Gunn. Okay? And I understand that from your perspective, you feel as though I'm being unfair and mean and judgmental, but here's the thing that you gotta understand, bro. This guy is a wee head, a Dingonopolis, a Buttholosaurus. Okay, I'm doing my best to keep it together and be as objective as possible. Okay, but when I see your comments on the videos, it's all good. It's all good. I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing, brother. Okay, listen up. If you take James Gunn at his word, I think this is what you're looking at. The trouble is that this is not what you're looking at. Okay, and according to many different insiders, but particularly Grace Randolph, who did a big old stream / video yesterday that broke down a lot of stuff, none of this shit's making it through. Maybe Blue Beetle. Okay? But according to her and many others, no Zachary Levi. That shit ain't happening. Whatever goobly glob bullshit Gunn was saying at the beginning of his video yesterday was merely to try to make this movie not completely bomb. Now, the Flash movie is really interesting because this is apparently one of the best comic book movies ever made. That's the talk of the town. That's what people keep saying behind the scenes. And it's honestly something that would make sense as to why they're trying to rehabilitate a person that treats real life like Grand Theft Auto 5. Like that, if you have maybe the best superhero movie ever made, then perhaps, you try to save face and rehabilitate the image of, again, a human being that has verifiably done incredibly vile things. But I don't even think Ezra is making it through. I don't even think Ezra's making it through. Look at chat. I'm looking right now. Oh no! YouTube error! Yeah, I know, right? What is this? What is going on? Is it Obi-Wan? Is it Obi-Wan? Juan, did you do it? He's down in the tower kicking the generators and the power lines. He's trying to sabotage. Okay, so here's the deal. A lot of insiders and a lot of different people like that. Look, it says you might experience some buffering. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why. I apologize. A lot of people are saying you're not going to get Ezra. So, again, it's possible that just like what he was saying with Shazam, which was simply trying to, like, save face a little bit, it's the same thing with The Flash. I personally don't think you're getting Ezra Miller in the new DC. In fact, I'm going to go to the polls on this. I would like to know what you think. I would like to know what you think. Drop it into the poll. Oh, and also, I have to show you the coolest statue. I just got this today. Oh my God, look at him. Oh my God, look at him. It's a samurai style Majin Vegeta with arrows sticking out of him, a sword in his chest. Is this not one of the coolest Dragon Ball figures you have ever seen? Oh yeah, Logan Sharp. You are a Nerdvenger now. Welcome to the Nerdvengers. Your ears hurt? Why? Why would your ears hurt? Am I being a bit loud? You know what else I got? Guys? The Authority, Volume 1. That's a nice thick boy right there. Oh, what else? Oh, The Authority, Volume 2. It's even bigger. It's an even thicker boy. Oh, man, I can't wait. Can't wait to dive in. Go deep. Dive in. Go deep. I'm excited. I actually have member chat on. Yeah, the member chat thing is on. Yeah. I actually have a cool thing we're going to talk about a little bit later too. Friday's stream is going to be dope. And I've got a really cool idea. And I'll show you guys some fun stuff a little bit later on in the stream, okay? That graphic was made by Adam from Heroes Reforged, a wonderful channel. So I did credit Heroes Reforged, but I don't know. Honestly, I'm not familiar with them. Is Hector Navarro one of them? One of the guys on it? But yeah, this graphic is fantastic, and it's cool to get a vouch for him. Yeah, so again, look at this. 77% of you think Ezra's not coming back. So again, I think that we were just misled a little bit yesterday. Now, let's talk Aquaman. Because this is the one that's really interesting. Many different people saying not only will you get this Aquaman, but you're going to get other Aquaman. Dude, it's... Oh, man. Hang on one second, guys. Come on, you little stinker dogs. And let the freaking dogs in. Oh my god. No, what the fuck? Oh, everything's falling apart. Okay. He did say after the Flash movie, it resets the DCU. Yes, correct. But there were other comments made yesterday that made it seem like they were open to bringing Ezra back. Like literally, that's a thing. There were comments made. There were even comments made that made people believe that you were going to get Zachary Levi, Gal Gadot. He wouldn't even say for sure about Gal. I suppose it's possible she would come back, but again, according to a lot of different people, like that's not going to happen. Okay. So, what do you guys think about Momoa and Aquaman? Let's do that. Let's go to the polls on that. Do you think they'll keep Momoa as Aqua Lad? What do you think? What do you think? Yeah, I don't think so either. And I think one of the specific reasons they probably left Lobo off. Real talk. They left Lobo off of this slate. And they kept Aquaman on there. And they even went as far as to talk about a third Aquaman. It's their top earning movie. Oh, I know. I know that. We often talked about how hilarious it was that if the Lobo rumors were true, that Jason Momoa. All right, Obi-Wan, just get. I got it. It's got to come out naturally. I can't force it. We would joke about how hilarious it was that the star of the highest grossing franchise, that movie at 1.3 billion, highest grossing DCU movie ever, that guy would be excited to be recast as Lobo. I suppose he could play both, but I don't think so. And so I think it's possible maybe Blue Beetle does actually cross over into the new DCU. But Aquaman, I don't think so, bro. I don't. Yeah. Now, as far as The Flash is concerned, according to Grace, and this is like really interesting, according to Grace, they did change the movie. And it was changed, dictated by James Gunn. And they removed all of the end stuff from the film. They removed the Henry Cavill tease for the future. They removed Michael Keaton Batman from the end of the movie. They removed Sasha's Supergirl from the movie. And again, this is all done by Gunn. That's fascinating. And there were a large group of people, I believe Big Screen Leaks and KC Walsh, that were continuously talking about on Twitter, that's picture locked. They're not changing the ending. They're not removing anything. Gunn's not removing anything. Well, according to Grace, that's not true. They absolutely changed that movie and gutted it. Now, the other thing that's really interesting is they said at the very end, or she said at the very end of the movie, instead you're going to have Barry pop up in a random old DC movie. And to me, I think it's one of two things. I think it's either the old Christopher Reeves Superman, which would be fascinating if they did that and they pulled that off with like a deepfake thing, you know? Or it's Nicolas Cage Superman. Bro, if they end the Flash movie with Flash ending up in a universe where Nicolas Cage is Superman, my God, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. But regardless, that's kind of like what we're looking at. That's what's going on with that, okay? Now, let's talk about some of these other projects. To me, I think Creature Commandos and Waller, which I think Waller's supposed to be animated, right? The Waller show is animated. Why do they have it here as live action? The Batnips? That would be wild too. Waller's live action? Wow. Okay. Yeah, so I just don't care about any of this stuff. Like Creature Commandos, Waller, like I'm just period point blank not interested in any of that stuff. Now, I know some of you guys are. Like there were people that, you know, that watched Peacemaker. There were people that really loved the Suicide Squad and the Waller character. So, you know, fair play to everyone. And if that's something you're into, I think that's cool and exciting. But I honestly just probably would have led with Superman Legacy and The Authority. Because I believe that Superman Legacy and The Authority are actually both supposed to come out in 2025. Somebody double check me on that, but I do believe Superman Legacy and The Authority are both said to come out in 2025. And Gunn is really excited for The Authority. And I believe what he should do is write and direct The Authority, and he gets somebody else to direct Superman Legacy. Okay? Authority has no release date? Interesting. Interesting. So the Batman and Superman Legacy in 2024. Yeah, but I thought, are you sure The Authority's not going to come out in 2025 as well? Batman 2 and Superman Legacy in. Okay. So maybe it'll come out the following year. So here's what's kind of interesting about this. And again, this is according to Grace. He's setting up the Superman Legacy movie to then have the Authority movie have the Authority fight Superman. And she says that it's going to be similar to Superman in the Elite, which had like Manchester Black. And they're going to do that with the Authority. And you know what I thought about when I heard this for sure? I was like, dude, this dude's kind of stealing The Rock's idea. Like at this point, if you're The Rock, I'd be like super upset. Now I know he's doing a full ass Superman film, but at the end of the day, like he's setting up the Authority to fight against Superman to push up their relevance. And there was an interview yesterday where he was talking about how he wants to use flagship characters in lesser known projects in order to make the lesser known projects achieve like flagship status. Do you guys remember that when he said that? We went over it yesterday in the stream. And to me, this is a fantastic idea. That's really like Marvel-esque, and I think that's a really smart way to go about it. The Superman Legacy and the Authority thing is kind of interesting because you would imagine, like, if it's anything like the Elite, they're gonna have conflict with each other. They're gonna try to defeat Superman. He's ultimately gonna end up, winning and essentially becoming or showing them the way to heroism. And then in the comics, like, they do sort of become allies after that, like the Elite and Superman. And Superman and the Authority, I think, do actually have some interactions in comics, and they're actually, like, pretty friendly. So it's kind of interesting. Like, I like the idea, but it is very similar to, like, The Boys and even Suicide Squad and even Thunderbolts, man. Like, the Thunderbolts are doing, like, Dark Superman, Evil Superman with Sentry. And so this sort of like ragtag team fighting against a Superman type figure, it's kind of interesting. It's a bold move, kind of a cool move. I like it. Wonder how you guys feel about it. Because if that's the case, and again, this is something that I think they should have really doubled down on in their presentation, I would have like leaned into that idea and said like, oh, well, we're setting this thing up, and you see what we're going to do is we're going to set up Superman, and then Superman will be involved in the Authority movie, because the bottom line is like, I love the Authority. I love that book. Just bought 2 fucking graphic novels today. Can't wait to get back into it. It's been a long time since I've read through it. But normies don't care. They don't know anything about it. So putting Superman in is very smart, as The Rock did to Black Adam. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty wild. It's interesting. If I were The Rock, I would be like, bro, you stole my move. You stole my move. And then you have Batman Brave and the Bold. And I think this is really interesting, but the only problem is you're allowing Matt Reeves to keep his Batman. Like, you're allowing Matt Reeves to keep his Batman, and then you're going to have this Batman. And I know, like, it's probably not really going to confuse us, especially, you know, like this group. We're pretty sweaty. We're pretty nerdy. We get it. But I promise you, there are going to be moms, grandmas, aunts, uncles, people that will be confused. When I watched Rogue One with my family, the year after The Force Awakens, my parents were like, that was great, but where was Rey? Like, they just don't get it. You know what I mean? And so it will be interesting to see how that goes down. And it's also like, what if the Matt Reeves stuff is just incredible and people kind of just prefer that, and they kind of wish that Matt Reeves' Batman was a Batman of the rest of this DCU stuff? It's interesting. Now, the fact that the Batman movie is going to do Damian Wayne, I think is brilliant. Like, I like Damian Wayne. He's my favorite Robin too. But I don't know how normies will feel about that. You know, it's, again, there are other Robins, and I think you could make the argument that Dick Grayson's probably the most famous version of Robin, and a lot of people are probably thinking they should just go with Dick. It's possible, of course, that they have Dick in this movie, and that he's good, and that they establish the character quickly. They don't necessarily need to have a whole movie to establish a good relationship between Batman and Dick Grayson and Damian. It's a big thing. So it's kind of exciting. I think it could really work. Something else that came out yesterday was the fact that they're going to have apparently a established full-on Bat family, which is really interesting. Does that mean that there's a Jason Todd? Did Jason already die? Is he back at his Red Hood? You know, all these questions. It's definitely interesting, and I think it could be really, really cool. You got Booster Gold, which a lot of people are already saying it's probably going to be Chris Pratt as Booster Gold. And I think Booster Gold's dope, right? Like, Booster Gold's super fun, great DC character. I really have no idea how he could tie into the wider story. Maybe that's not the point. Maybe the point is just to have some good DC fun. You know what I mean? And then you've got Lanterns. Well, actually, let's save Lanterns because I'm incredibly excited for it. You've got Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Now, this one is really interesting. I don't know if we've got any comic book sweaties in here. I think a lot of our people, you know, more watch the movies and a little bit more casual when it comes to the books themselves. But this is a Tom King run that's really popular. A lot of people really enjoyed it. But Tom King is a controversial writer. There are people that absolutely love Tom King books, and there are people that absolutely despise Tom King books. And it's not divided under any like kind of political line. It's like most people really don't like his Batman shit. Most people loved his Mr. Miracle. And the Supergirl book is apparently really good as well. So that's great, right? But it is sort of a weird thing because he is a controversial figure. And then you got Swamp Thing, done by possibly James Mangold. What the hell? That's absolutely insane. I have no idea why. Like, I don't know. Maybe they're just giving him anything that he would want, and it's his pitch, essentially. Or they have a really intriguing idea. I don't know. I don't really know why James Mangold would do Swamp Thing. But then again, he did do Logan. That's pretty freaking incredible. And then there's Lanterns. Now, the thing that's interesting about Lanterns is that it's supposed to be this massive TV event that sets up the big mystery, the macro mystery for the entire DC big plan. But it will not be Greg Berlanti's Lantern show, which again is something that James Gunn misled people about leading to this. There was an article about how that Green Lantern series from Greg Berlanti was canceled and it wasn't happening anymore. And James said that's false. But it's not false. That show is gone. This show resembles more of what the original, what's the dude's name that's absolutely horrible that Trev loves? Jeff Johns. This resembles more of a version of the Jeff Johns Green Lantern Corps show, which was even older than the Greg Berlanti show. So regardless, look, it's cool. I'm glad we're getting Lanterns and a true detective type theme with Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan should be really cool, and it's nice that that will like tie into this massive, crazy big story. I do wonder how that's going to work as a television show that's so significant. And then I forgot about Paradise Lost, so we can talk about Paradise Lost. Now, I'm hearing conflicting things about Paradise Lost. Because some people were saying that they think Diana will be in it. I read several articles that say it predates Diana. It predates Wonder Woman. And maybe it leads at the end to Wonder Woman showing up in the new, Themyscira. I don't know. But I was pretty sure, and chat, you help me out. I'm pretty sure this is actually before Wonder Woman even exists. Yeah, it's before Wonder Woman, right? Dude, I'm sorry. Who cares about Paradise Lost or Themyscira before Wonder Woman? Like, I think the Amazonians are cool. But, like, I'm not trying to watch a fucking Game of Thrones level intrigue political thriller of who's going to be in charge of Themyscira. Like, I don't know, bro. I'm just... I don't see how that's... Like, there's a lot of stuff here that seems cool, and it's more like, oh, this would be cool, this would be cool, this would be cool. And I don't necessarily see, like, a big overarching plan and direction. And I feel like, again, they should have just nailed that a little bit more. And then, of course, you have your Elseworld stuff down here, which Superman and Lois, it's interesting that they saved Superman and Lois. Teen Titans Go, interesting. And then, of course, Joker and the Batman. Those are very popular, so that makes a lot of sense. I'm trying to think if there's any more information, because there was some new stuff that came out, like the James Mangold thing, all the stuff that Grace talked about. And apparently there's even more. There's even more, I think. Let's see. Anything else I missed, guys? And we'll go over Super Chats and we'll get into Q&A. That's really what this stream is about. Let's see here. Oh, okay, so this one's kind of interesting. We're working with Ben Affleck, who really wants to be a part of our architecture team, trying to bring things together. He really wants to direct one of our projects, and we're looking forward to him doing that, said James Gunn. That would be hella cool, dude. Deadline. What about the Deadline thing? What did Deadline do? Bro, you are just hating. I don't think so. I beg to differ. Yeah, Affleck directing Brave and the Bold would be fantastic, dude. That would be fantastic. He's a brilliant director. He's a brilliant director. What else are we talking about? What else are we missing? Deadline released bits and pieces from the overall meeting. Let me see if there's anything here. Oh, apparently Andy Muschietti has a future. That's cool. James Mangold directing Swamp Thing. Wow, dude, that would be so wild. I love James Mangold. Superman will be around 25 years old in Superman Legacy, according to the Hollywood Reporter. That's kind of interesting. So Superman or Batman has to be much older than him, huh? Batman has to be much older than him because Batman is going to be old enough to have an 8-year-old son. Oh, God damn it. Batman's going to be older, I think. Which Batman? The DCU Batman. Sheesh. 25's pretty young. The Batman Part 2, 2025. Part of Elseworlds. James Gunn already has been talking to an actor for Booster Gold. He has a director on board of a top secret DC movie that wasn't announced today. The director is notorious for taking his time. Any guesses? Who could that be? And is it the Lobo? That's according to Jeff Snyder. That's according to Jeff Snyder. There were 2 unannounced DCU projects. One has a director, but wasn't revealed because he's taking his time, and the other was kept hidden because the title reveals too much. I wonder what that means. And that's according to Jeff Snyder as well. Yeah, really interesting. So look, here's, again, and I'll get into questions in a second here, but here's kind of my takeaway on this, okay? I think that they are trying to save a little face as far as some of the decisions, some of the stuff when it comes to the movies that are coming out, which, by the way, is so hilarious because there were a lot of people that were like, yo, it doesn't matter. You should just see the movies because the movies are good. Even if they don't matter anymore, just go see the movies, you know? But obviously, Warner Brothers executives and people that actually do this for a living disagree and think that's a bad idea to hurt the cachet of your films when you desperately need money. And so I think there was a shuffle to sort of hide some of that and to, make you believe that Zachary Levi's still going to exist and Ezra Miller and all these different things. And they're doing 6 Aquamans with Momoa, right? So I think a lot of that stuff's bullshit. But the plan itself and some of the fabric, like the idea of Superman and the Authority together is really interesting. The idea of the Green Lantern Corps stumbling upon something out in the galaxy that becomes very important for the overall story, that's pretty cool as well. New Superman's cool. Brave and the Bold is sick. Excited for Damien. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to say. I believe they're going to do Super Sons. I think they're going to do Super Sons, and I think Legacy kind of implies this idea of Jonathan Kent, which is really cool. And I love the Super Sons, so Jonathan and Damian together would be brilliant. I would really enjoy that. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in here, and I think they're saving some even juicier stuff and some really cool things that are coming next. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's kind of like a lot of the new bits, right? 2 mystery projects. One has a director. Superman vs. the Authority. You've got James Mangold attached. I think many of us believe that, you're not actually going to have Ezra. You're not going to have Zachary Levi. You're not going to have Gal. You're not going to have Jason Momoa. I think they're recasting a lot of the Justice League, But, I think this is, the slate's decent. The announcement was subpar. But when Comic-Con rolls around, here's a question. Somebody in chat, somebody big-brained in chat that has really good Google skills. When is Comic-Con this year? And when does Aquaman come out? Because I believe Aquaman 2 is a winter movie, right? I think Aquaman 2 is the winter film, yes? Aquaman is December, yeah. Is Matt Damon going to play Batman? God, I hope so. Okay, well, we might have to wait till Comic-Con next year then. They might announce more stuff at Comic-Con this year and maybe give us a better look at something. Maybe they'll, cast Superman or something. But as far as, the actual real shit and then finally saying, yeah, all that other stuff's gone, probably not going to happen until next year sometime. Because they're going to wait till Aquaman comes out. And by the way, too, if Aquaman 2 just crushes it at the box office, I don't know. I guess you never know. They could keep them in there, blah, blah, blah. I don't really know. So yeah, that's everything that we know. Those are all the juicy rumors and all the new bits. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. And you guys are being haters in the chat. I'm not trying to be rude, but y'all are haters, dude. This is James freaking Gunn. He's absolutely incredible. Obviously, just super good at what he does. He should write and direct every single project. And, his brother should play Superman. His wife should play Wonder Woman. And his wife should also play Batman. Yo, you guys is haters. Haters. Now, can I tease something out? Can I tease a little something? Can I tease a little something? So, how many of you guys play Marvel Snap. Put a 1 into the chat if you play Marvel Snap, because this Friday we're doing a very interesting stream. Yeah, look at all the Snap players. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. This Friday, we're going to play Marvel Snap, and I'm going to play some of you. Okay? That's right. In the new battle mode, I'm going to play some of you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put awesome prizes up for grabs, and every single person that I play on Friday, if you beat me, and it's not going to happen, but if you beat me, you get the prize, and I'll ship it out to you. Yeah, that's right. If you beat me, I'll ship you out a prize. What are some of the prizes? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Went out and got a couple of them today. Have you guys ever seen a Marvel Select figure? Marvel Select Wolverine. That's one of the prizes. This one's really cool. Oh man, if somebody wins this shit, I'm gonna be pissed. Marvel Select Red Hulk. I'm gonna be pissed if somebody wins that one. I'm gonna be really upset. Yeah. Old man Loki, who's so magical you can kind of see through him. Marvel Legend figure. Yeah. Howard the Duck and Scott Lang's head. Marvel Legends figure. He Who Remains, who's so magical you can kind of see through him a little bit. Marvel Legends figure. And more. Yeah. So the way it's gonna work, you're gonna have to be quick. So on Friday, I'm gonna first do a game with the Nerd Executive. Ryan and I will play each other just to show you guys how to do it in the battle mode in case you've never played battle mode. Okay. And then the way it's going to work is I'm going to put a code up on the screen, and it's literally the first person that puts the code in correctly, they get to jump into my game. And then I'll play you live. No, you cannot have my Babu Frick. Some things are too valuable in life to just gamble away. Yeah. So you're going to have to be quick. You have to be quick on the draw. But we will spend a decent bit of time playing these games and hanging out. So that's what we're going to do on Friday. We'll start at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. Why so many prizes? Expecting that you lose? Hey, don't say that! You don't say that. That's not a very nice thing to say. You don't say that. It's not very chill of you. Yeah, so I gotta tune up my decks tomorrow. I'm gonna tune up my decks. I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna have a bunch of different decks. Dolls, all our prizes. What? First of all, they're not dolls, Dad. They're action figures. Holy shit. Okay. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Let's get into all the Q&A. I'll answer all the super chats, all the member chats, and we'll hang out on the chat for a little bit, and then we'll call it a day. Look, this DC stuff, I felt like I needed to do another stream because, the first one was just a reaction stream. I didn't get to everybody's questions. There's new stuff that came out, so I wanted to kind of touch on that. So speak now or forever hold your Your piece. Robert Pearson, thanks for the dollar hauler, and it's also your first super chat ever, so thanks for that. Crimson Camera. Thanks again. Thanks for the dollar. Big Guesses says, day off work so I can catch the live stream. Much love from Australia. Nice, dude. Much love, man. Vito says, here's $5 towards a new router. It's not the router, but thank you. Elijah says with a $10 holler, says, Josh, I finally watched a Dr. Disrespect stream for the very first time. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Great entertainer, but now I'm on the same page with you as far as the animations. Oh, thanks, brother. I really appreciate it. And yeah, Doc's like the best, man. Incredible entertainer. So I'm glad that you took the plunge. John Cross says, did you see this 8 to 10 year plan is only 2 of these chapters? I was expecting 4 to 5 chapters. Yeah, it's just 2. It's just 2. It's just this and then boom, whatever the next one is. But I don't necessarily mind that. And I do think there's, like I said, there's good stuff here. I think the actual plan is better than what they announced. And I am still excited. The Nerd King, welcome to the Nerdvengers, even though it says you already were one. 004 Blaze Fire, welcome to the Nerdvengers. You are a Nerdvenger now. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Meister420 says, I was half expecting James Gunn to say he writes the script for the Den of Nerds live streams too. Sheesh! That man has some big balls. That is true. Give credit where credit is due. He's bold. He's a bold man, isn't he? Ethan says, 1 hour into my shift so I can finally be awake for a stream. Nerdvengers for life! Yeah, appreciate you, man. Yeah, we're going to rotate in some Wednesday night streams as well. I still like doing the streams in the morning, but we'll rotate in some nighttime streams too. Big Goron says, how about them Kang leaks, baby? Let's go! Much love. Dude, hell yeah, dude. The Kang leaks have me on cloud frickin' 9. By the way, normies to nerds, I think Kendall had to step in and step out. But Kendall was right, man. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. That's all. What, you want me to say more? I'm not going to say more. I'm just going to say that Kendall was right. And that's it. Again, Kaylin Jackson, welcome to the Nerdbangers. Big Guesses says, has Feige ever been directly involved in writing/directing? I think it would be hard to oversee all projects whilst creating your own, plus filming schedule, etc. Sorry for the Australian monopoly money. Oh, it's all good, brother. I appreciate it. Here's the deal. Yes, I think it is challenging. He's already delayed Peacemaker Season 2, partially because I think this is such an undertaking. I really and truly do not think that he should do the Superman movie. I really and truly do not think that he should direct the Superman movie. But I don't know. I suppose he could. It's tough because he is a good director. I just think that his personal style doesn't match up completely with a lot of this stuff. That's kind of what I think. John Cross says, how are all 4 of these projects connected to new DC? 2 shows in the DCU before Superman, yet Gunn said Superman is the official start of the DCU? What the fuck? Yeah, bro. Don't make too much sense, does it? I don't know. I think just like many of you, I'm trying to kind of make sense of it myself, bro. I don't know. We'll see. Michael Smith, welcome to the Nerdvengers. Logan Sharp, welcome to the Nerdvengers. You both are Nerdvengers now. Brendan DeLumpa says, anyone who clicked on or no on the Ezra poll is just wishful thinking. I don't know, bro. I do tend to agree that I think Ezra's gone. I do think they're gone. Obi-Wan, Josh, scream at me again. You don't say that! Obi-Wan. Rhett Proctor with a $10 says, I'm going to just say it. I think they should keep Grace Fluton as Mary Bromfield and have her be the main Shazam, or let her be a member on the Teen Titans. Yeah, she's definitely a good actress. Her performance is good. I watch Shazam for the plot. Agent Kenobi, welcome to the Nerd Avengers. You are a Nerd Avenger now. Do you think Superman Legacy, we will get the Elite and be like, what's so funny about truth, justice, and the American way? Maybe. I don't think you're going to get the Elite. I think they're doing that with the Authority, actually. I think that's what they're doing. They're doing it with the Authority, which is cool. I mean, I love the Authority, man. You're going to get Apollo versus Superman. That's going to be really interesting. And Superman better shit on him. And I like Apollo, but that's just the way it is. Red says, I kind of get the Brave and the Bold skipping to Damian Wayne. We can already have Nightwing in Bloodhaven and have Red Hood active in Gotham City. I mean, that's true. They could. And that could be really fun. There are cool ways that they could make it work, man. You know? Chippeweeze says, one thing I don't get, why start with Damian if Superman is meant to be 25? Is Dick Grayson now 5 years younger than Superman? Or what? It's weird, though. It is weird. But maybe that Superman movie... It's maybe like there'll be a time jump from that Superman movie to the Brave and the Bold timeline, and then they'll be perfectly good together. Like, I don't know. Again, Kalen Jackson, thanks so much. Jack Delisola, what's up, man? Says, read Action Comics War World Saga. Soups teams up with the Authority. Also, not sure how I feel about the new DCU. Like the other half, I don't know. Yeah, I like half, the other half I don't know. Okay, right on. Yeah, no, I think that's a lot of people's opinion, man. I think a lot of people are pretty squarely in the middle. And again, I'm not trying to be a hater for sure, but it does seem like there's some stuff that's just done because it's cool. Doesn't seem like there's an overarching story or even a logic to what characters are brought in. And we're going to have to wait and see. But also having said that, there are some really cool ideas here. Like the Brave and the Bold is a really cool idea. That is fun. You know? Evan says, what's up, man? I'm surprised and happy about the DCU stuff. That's great. Yava Trooper says, speaking of Superman and Lois, did you see the new Lex Luthor? Michael Caldlitz. Yeah, I did see that, and that is cool. That is cool. That show's good. I like that show. Zoe the Goat says, Ben Affleck will direct The Brave and the Bold. That is very likely true, man. And that would be good because it's not just cool that it's Batfleck directing it. I mean, dude, he can direct it. If you ever watched his movies, like, he's got an eye. He's very good as a director. So I think that would be really cool. Evan says, think they will hold off till Reeves' trilogy is done before the new Batman? I don't think you can. Tyler Robinson says, huge DC fan, just worried something is not going to go the right way and DC fans will still be disappointed. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess that's yeah. Look, they have to nail it. They just have to nail it. Like, the Superman movie has to be incredible. And if it is, I think there'll be a lot of hope. Like, I think the projects that they need to nail, I kind of get this sense, and my feeling is that there are projects that are not necessarily that important. Like, I don't think you really need to watch Paradise Lost to understand what's going on with the DCU. I don't think you need to watch those, like the Waller show and some of that other stuff to understand what's going on in the DCU. Hell, I don't even know if you have to watch Swamp Thing. I mean, maybe the jury's still out on that, but I don't think you need to watch these shows. I think the only thing you really need to watch is Superman, The Authority, Brave and the Bold, and the Green Lantern show. I think that's all the stuff that's essential to it. And everything else is just icing on the cake. Apar says, over under Feige has some uncredited calls in this. I don't think so. I mean, maybe Feige could, because they're obviously Gunn and Feige are close. Perhaps Feige could help James think about, the limitations of what you can do, how the production can fit together. But I don't think so, man. Gunn has spent enough time working with Marvel and also doing stuff with DC to understand and know how this is all going to work together. By the way, do you guys remember that in the lead up to Peacemaker... No, in the lead up to the Suicide Squad, James Gunn said in an interview that they first approached him to take over all of DC. Do you remember that? The Hamada and all of them approached him to take over all of DC, even back then. And then he ends up taking the job with a different boss and a different regime. It's very... This whole thing has been fascinating to watch. Josh, Jesus Christ loves you, brother. All the Nerd Adventures too. Thanks for the amazing content. Evening stream was nice. Got to go. Time for AEW? Is that some wrestling stuff, bro? Is that some wrestling stuff? And also, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Callisto gave out 5 memberships. Holy cow. So that's where some of these members popped up. That's sick. I appreciate it. 04 Blaze Fire, welcome to the Nerd Avengers again. John Hicks with the 10 spot says, praised be to the evening stream. Yeah. What is YouTube up to? What do you mean? YouTube is always up to something, but what are we live still? Are we live still? Bricks and Screws? Big Cat says, yo, Josh, how was watching the games this weekend? I didn't want the Eagles to win, but whatever. Much love, bro. First game, absolutely horrible. Pointless. 49ers quarterback. Like, they can't come back 21 points without throwing the football. So that game was ass. The other game was really good, though. The other game was great. The other game was superb. Ross says, can we please popularize the name James Cap Gunn? James Cap Gunn. James Cap Gunn. James Cap Gunn. I don't know. We'll try to make it work. What do you think, chap? Corona as the big villain of the DCU asks the Nerd King. That would be pretty wild, pretty obscure, but possibly? Possibly? 004 Blaze Fire has been watching for a while. Glad to support you. Oh, thanks. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Representative Bink says, good evening, Josh. Are you looking forward to playing the next Justice League game? And what do you think about Jedi Survivor getting delayed? Jedi Survivor getting delayed makes sense. Still excited for the game, but it seems really big, ambitious. I wouldn't be surprised if it got delayed again. Honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if it got delayed again. But, yeah, that's kind of a disappointment. And what's the Justice League game? I don't know what that could be. But I tell you, they should do more Injustice games. They should do more Injustice games, because those games are great. Let's see here. RJ Philla says, and with a very generous 10, says, don't think about Gunn too much. You don't say that. Thanks for all the entertainment. Sorry this is my first super chat after all these years. Appreciate you. Oh, it's all good, man. It's all good. Likes, subscriptions, comments, being active in the chat. These things all support for free. Yava Trooper, Doorman Josh. You best believe it. Brian Clark says, after these announcements, do you feel more positive about DC or Star Wars? DC. I feel more positive about DC. Almost can't believe I'm going to say it, but I feel more positive about DC. Yup. Because, again, the announcement was poor, but I think the plan is there. The plan is there. I'm confident that if these things happen, like, dude, if they nail the Superman movie, and they nail the Green Lantern show, and they nail the Authority, and they nail Brave and Bold, you're off to the races. All the other stuff can be mid, cannot matter, whatever. It doesn't matter. Those core projects and properties, if they nail that, and then there's some other stuff that's like kind of fun and really cool, like boom, let's get it, right? Okay, game over, Jesse. Well, so if they nail that stuff, it's going to be good. Star Wars has Mando and Ahsoka. And, you know, after that, I just don't know how confident I am about any particular thing going on. Like, am I confident in these movies? No. Like, am I confident in the accolade? Like, you know, could be awesome. Could also be total trash. Kenobi season 2, God, please don't. Boba Fett season 2 could be cool. I'm gonna have to wait and see. Andor season 2, I might take a vacation. I might plan a vacation for when Andor season 2 comes out. I'm gonna take like a month off, just go out into the wilderness Maybe do a documentary. Like just take a camera crew and just go out into the wilderness. It would be like the first day that they drop Andor season 2 trailers, and we'll film a video where I watch the trailer and I just don't say anything, and I stand up, I grab a hatchet and some supplies, and I just head out into the woods. We could do streams like with me by a fire, like poking a fire, like making a little breakfast and shit. Be kind of cool, huh? Be kind of fun. Hawkeye season 2? I don't... Why? Why would you do that? All right, guys, let's chill. I'm going to chill for like 10, 15 more minutes. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Any other questions that you have about DC, about anything else that's going on? Mike Supersonic says, I could see Aquaman 2 ending with a Flash changing things, and then we see a silhouette of the new Aquaman. Dog, you gonna end up like Chris McCandles. I don't know what that means, but yes. Oh, I did, Brendan? I'm sorry. Let me see. Oh, where's it at? Ooh, what if Superman Legacy isn't an origin story but set earlier in the timeline so it'll still be closer in age to Batman? I actually think that makes perfect sense. I think that makes perfect sense. It's a good idea. Did I talk about the Kang leak? No, we're not going to talk about the Kang leak only because we're right around the corner for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, guys. Yeah, for sure, Ross, for sure. Video was bad. Why did Gunn spend 5 seconds on Superman? I don't know. John White, we're going to do that tomorrow morning on the Nerdvenger stream. But yes, I did pick it up today. Anki Seth says, major copium. But what if the Flash movie resetting the DCU only temporarily, and in the future event, Flash goes back and restores the Snyderverse and we get Justice League 2 versus the big bad? Sorry, brother. No way. I think I went over it, RG. Let me look. Oh, this is actually a really interesting one. Here we go. So he says, do you think Gunn will set up the Authority to be like the boys, and that's where Superman comes in and sets up the Justice League as a less corrupt and more honorable team with a moral code? Yeah, I think that's going to be part of it, man. It seems like that's what they're going to do, is set up the Authority versus Superman, probably just showing Superman to be like this truly heroic figure that maybe turns some of them around and maybe they're a little less horrible after that. For sure. Let us see here. Connor, welcome to the Nerdvengers. You are a Nerdvenger now. Appreciate you. Matthew says, just finished Invincible comic. So badass. It is a badass book. And I'm excited to get more of that. For sure. Who is normally the founder of the Justice League? I thought it was Batman. Well, in the New 52, they kind of just come together. They face this crazy threat, and then they probably decide that I believe they just form up after that. I honestly couldn't tell you who formed the Justice League originally. Yeah, he's 25 years old. That is interesting. Martian Manhunter does it a lot. That's interesting. Elseworlds going to be better than Cap Gunn? DCU? I mean, wouldn't that be wild, bro? Look, there's a lot of pitfalls here. There's a lot of things that could go wrong. Overall, there's good stuff too. It's not total trash. It is not total trash, and we need to kind of wait and see. As much as I'm a James Gunn hater, we need to let them cook a little bit. And to be honest, the quality of this announcement does not really indicate the quality of the slate itself. You know what I mean? Yeah, for sure, John White, for sure. Caden Howell, welcome back to the Nerd Avengers. Appreciate you. Appreciate the love tonight. So, just again, so we all know here, no public stream tomorrow. We'll have a Nerd Avenger stream at 11. I'm working on some more videos and stuff. And then Friday morning at 11, we are going to have a big fun stream where I'm going to play Marvel Snap with some of you guys, and we'll be putting up some of these awesome prizes. And if you beat me, you get the awesome prize. If you don't beat me, I get the awesome prize. Is it going on my shelf or is it going on your shelf? I don't know, but if it goes on your shelf, I'm going to be very upset. So there you go. I'm sorry to hear about that, Mikkel. We'll send you some good vibes, bruh. Did I see Gunji in the Bad Batch yet? I haven't watched the episode. We're going to watch it later. How do we decide who plays? I'm going to put a code on the screen, and the match will be open, and it'll be the very first person that gets the code, right? The very first person that gets the code and punches it in, they'll pop up and they'll be playing me. So you gotta be fast. You gotta be fast. I expected the announcement to be like that. Hell, they barely got money to market their movies. That is true. But I think just a little bit more effort on the video, like even just having a better editor and like just getting right to the point and like being hyped up about the projects. Like the beginning of that video was real wibbly wobbly bullcrappy. Like if the way I would have done it, I just would have been like, come out and been like, hello everybody, I'm James Gunn and I'm so excited to talk to you about the new DCU. Now we're not going to reveal everything today, but there are some projects we're really excited to talk to you about in the first chapter for the DCU called Gods and Monsters. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have talked about any of the current movies. I just would have like kept that vague and like not wasted the time. I would have just been, boom, here's what we're doing. Honestly, it's a shame that he couldn't just say like we're recasting the Justice League and shit like that. You know what I mean? But Mike Supersonic says, what do you want the Batman 2 to explore and do? The Batman 2. I think a more established Batman would be great. Even maybe more established rogue villains. Maybe he's filling up Arkham. Like, kind of push it forward a little bit. That's what I would want to see. But it's kind of interesting, like, how are they going to juggle that with a very comic booky Batman that they're going to do in Brave and the Bold? Like, it's so interesting. How are they going to balance those things, you know? They don't want all those DC movies to bob. I totally understand that. I get it. Yeah, no problem, man. Appreciate you. Do you think we're going to get a new Joker? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. All right, guys. Much love to you. I appreciate you being here. Thanks. Liked kind of just getting caught up with all the new info. And, yeah, I'll see some of you guys tomorrow, and I'll see the rest of you on Friday. Okay. Ta-ta for now. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Leave. Leave. Oh, it's a fun evening stream, guys. Thanks for being here. I thought that was great. You know? I mean, we'll see, right? We'll see how it all goes down. I want to be excited about DC. Good step in the first direction. Good step in the first right words. Yeah. All right, so nobody better beat me on Friday at Marvel Snap because I want to keep all my cool shit. Appreciate you guys. Remember to open up your third eye, wash out your stinky butt, and I'll see you later.